retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience, boiling up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration, feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring to their knees. Take the fantasy. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise.
Welcome to what is quite possibly the greatest console sim racing league podcast in the world.
All right, welcome, drivers, to another episode of We Suck at ACC. I'm joined today with my regular co-host and founder, Deeds. Give us a hello.
Hello.
There you go. Fantastic. And we also have a couple of other guests today. We have Cian, who's been helping us out with the league, but he's not going to be on camera today because he's too beautiful. Say hello, Cian.
Good morning. Hello.
You guys sounding fantastically happy here. It's wonderful. And then we have our surprise, not because he's a terrible driver, but it was some fantastic drivers on the race, like Nismo, Vic, those two new guys, and yet they were all outduked by our next guest, Cam. Say hello.
Hello, good morning.
All right. So straight into it here. We had our race at the Nürburgring GP this past Saturday. It was exciting, to say the least, with the weather. We had, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we had dry, we had wet, heavy wet, dry, but you couldn't heat your tires again. Wet, expected heavy wet that changed to dry at the finish of the race. And there were a bunch of different strategies here, weren't they? Deeds, what was your tire strategy on this race?
Thick with slicks.
Thick with slicks no matter what. And that almost worked out for you, actually, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Then I slammed the side of my wall. My steering got messed up.
There you go. And you were limping. I saw you. I think you were about 45 seconds ahead of me. I think me and Nate were battling really well. And it was him and I within a second of each other, back and forth. And you were gone. You were like 50-something seconds ahead of us. And all of a sudden it was 30, 20, 10. And I was like, he's either had a seizure or he's got some damage, and it turned out not to be a seizure, which is good. Cam, what was your strat tires?
Mine, I was watching to see when you would pit, and then you kind of went to the back of the pack, so then I had to figure out. I went to wets, went back to dry, slicks, and when it started to rain again, I risked it, and I just kept on with slicks the entire race.
Yeah. I thought about doing that myself, and I actually, Rico, the guy that was joined us last night, new guy from shout out to Short Bus Racing, I decided to do, I think I was in second or third early on when the first rain came, and the trouble we all had was our pit window, the mandatory one, starts at the 20-minute mark, and I think the rain started at 14 minutes, 45 minutes left, so we had 5 minutes. And I was like, whatever he does, I'm going to stay out because I want to try and tick off my mandatory pit stop as well. And so he went in, so I stayed out, and it was feeling okay. But then right on the left turn before the right onto that back straight, I just whooshka, like no control. It wasn't like, it was a little slidey the whole way around, but there it was like, see you later. Like it was done. So So I pitted for wets and I knew I'd have to come back in again. But what surprised me the most was how incapable of putting heat into the other tires you were once you got back to slicks when the track was cold. But Sam, what about you, man? What was your strat with the tires?
My strat was basically just honestly react to the conditions. And
Yep.
what ended up happening was that, the rain would come out and the track would get slippy. And I would see other GT4s and GT3s having problems. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then proceed to do exactly what they did, get on a curb, slide out of control. So early on in the race, I actually took some damage, some front end damage, because of getting on a curve and losing control of the car. After that, it was more of just a recovery drive. And I think I did during the middle of the race pretty good at recovering until the slippy conditions came back out again. And then I was having trouble with my engine because I was over revving, trying to slow down the car. And I noticed probably around midway through, I started having a yellow engine icon, and then it went to orange. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it to the rest of this race.
Did you hit a wall or
And
something? Because I've tried to blow an engine up and I can't. Now that you guys keep doing it, like I try to blow one up and I can't. Is it like,
yeah,
is there damage involved as well, or is it purely just rev based?
you could do it either way, because in Hungaroring, round 2, I had engine damage from over revving. I think it's really an Aston Martin problem, because my gears are just so funky. Like, I never get into first gear other than the pit. I never use first gear.
Yeah, you said
Um,
it's really short, right? It's not a tall gear at all. Like it's
no, not at all. Yeah.
right. That was like the Porsche GT4 and GT7. Like I really enjoy using first gear for rotation in all the cars I drive. You couldn't do it in that car, and that really changes your driving style. Like it's difficult. But yeah, before we go on to the rest of our races and what happened, firstly, great field, 2 new additions from Short Bus, as we said. Extremely fast, clean drivers, good guys. We also were joined by Nismo, which was a real privilege. And it was also funny to see Vic get viced by Nismo. Like he was just, what was it? I think I had almost pushed a 146 at that track. I'm not really good at it. Turn 1. If you took out turn 1 and turn 2, I'd probably be really good at the Nürburgring GP, but I just can't really ever jive with them. But Nismo come. I think Vic managed a high 46 or something like that, or maybe a mid 46. And then Nismo sets a 45-1.
56, 55.
55-1, wasn't it? Yeah, no. Whatever it was. Nismo was a second faster than Vic. And it was like lap 3, I think. I was in 4th. I think you were right behind me, Cam, and
Yeah.
was it Bongett who had an incident, and then we got through, and then
Mhm.
by that time on lap 3, Nismo had on me a 12-second lead. It was obscene, like how fast he was. And unfortunately, he ended up having an incident where Coma, was across the track. He'd lost the car. Nismo got no yellow flags or nothing. It was really unfortunate. Coma wasn't on comms, unfortunately, which is something we all need you guys to be more diligent about. We'll try and make sure everyone's added to the comms, but we really need you on comms for a reason like that, because that ended up killing Nismo's race and obviously damaged Coma as well. But what an honor to have Nismo there and just really, up the level of the game as well. Cam, tell us how your race unfolded, man. Like as far as actual, not just tires, like talk about your race.
Well, I mean, it started by me changing my setup maybe 20 minutes before the race, because Deeds gave me his setup because I wasn't feeling mine, so I switched mine around, and it felt pretty good. But my race, I was just trying to stick behind you, Larry,
Yep.
as much as I could, and I was gaining on you on the like the last little chicane, not chicane. I
It's
guess
a chicane.
turn.
Yeah. You turn the really fast where you slow down at the end of the straight and you jump through right before the last turn.
Yeah, right before the last turn.
Yeah. You were like, my car wasn't liking that first one this time with the setup I ran.
I kept pushing it to try and get close to you, but after that last turn, you would kind of take off into turn 1, and I battled Nate on that turn a few times as well. But Yeah, my race started with the new setup 20 minutes before, so I had to really adjust right away. And just going through when the rain started, I was like, okay, what Larry's gonna do, I'm gonna do. And I'm just
Mhm.
gonna keep, and I think you pushed it one extra lap and I went in. I don't think I went in with you. I just didn't want to lose the car. So I went in, I grabbed the wet tires and started going. And then of course the rain stopped like a couple minutes after. And then the tires were overheating. I think I got them to like 34 PSI. And so you
For
can see
anyone who doesn't know, they should be in like the mid 29s,
yeah,
30s, 30 at the highest.
yeah. And you could just see the wheel icon. It was green, and then it bubbled, and then it was they were very inflated. And so then I pit again just so that I didn't lose the car because after a bit you start to slide with overinflated tires.
Yeah.
Kept going. I think I at that point I was in third. So it was Nismo, Vic, and then myself. And I was like, okay, I can at least get podium, and we kept going. Tires started to warm up, and then rain came again. And I was watching the icon. I was like, I have to pit again. I don't want to pit again because then the one of the new guys would start catching up to me. I think it was
Yeah.
Rico.
Yeah.
And I was putting time, and I was watching your delta versus mine and his, and I was it's like, okay, if I can keep this pace, I can keep Larry at bay, I can keep the Rico at bay, and then it starts raining, and I was like, okay, there's still some grip here, and so I start slowing down a little bit, but just enough that I could keep you guys at bay. Then it started getting heavier, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to risk this because if I pit, I'm gonna lose podium. And Nismo and Vic were still up ahead. But I think something happened to Vic. I don't know. He got disconnected.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I'm in second place right now. And I could hear Vic on con. I was like, no, it can't be this way. It can't be this way. It's
Oh
not
God.
like this.
Some of these guys are like that end scene in Platoon where they're like, oh, it's like, come on, fellas, it's just a race.
And then I hear Nismo I hear Nismo, and there was a crash, and I was like, this is my shot.
Yeah.
It's like I can't pit now because if I pit, I lose first place. And so then I start driving even more cautiously because it was it was heavier rain, and then it starts to clear up, and I was like, okay, this has to be it. Like no more rain, tires aren't really warming up, so I just gotta keep pushing just enough that I can at least stay 1 second ahead every lap because I believe you and who I think Nate or Rico. I don't know where Nate ended, but I think Nate was putting time into me as well.
So I put time. Something happened to Nate on the dry tires. I ran down 20 seconds on him. 20, maybe even more in like 2 laps, and I passed him. And then
so I think it was you that I was
then and then we got back on the wet, and he hunted me down. So we were basically together. And then right until the end, then my tires cooked, and Nate got ahead. So you at the end you were keeping both of us at bay.
Yeah,
but then his tires like were better than mine in the end, and he managed to get closer to you. But it was a good race.
And I was looking at the time. I was like 2 minutes. All right, I got 2 more laps crossing, and then I saw the time 1 more minute. I was like, okay, this is it. And I just kept driving cautiously because I didn't want to cook a turn. I didn't want to slip. I didn't want to do anything that would jeopardize the win.
I was so stoked for you to get that win, man, because for some reason, the way my HUD was set up, the car position I was in all day, I could only ever see the most I could ever see was second, not third. So I didn't know who. I thought it was Vic. It's kind of like you remember when Preston won at Zolder, and even he didn't know. Like
He didn't know,
it was like that. I was like, I don't know who won, and I was fucking stoked when I saw your name up there. That was great. What was I going to say? So let's see him. Tell us about your race a little bit more, like apart from just this track and that. Like, What were your thoughts on it? Anything particular, or just
Well, I
already
mean,
summed it up?
I got to say congratulations to Sean for his first win of the season.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
the the rain really shook things up. Really gave me some troubles. Really gave a lot of other drivers some troubles. But I mean, I ended up blowing my engine, which is the first time I've done that in the season, which is interesting from a gameplay perspective.
yep.
What happened was, as I was approaching turn one, I missed my braking zone and it was getting wet, and I downshifted the first, and that was kind of just a panic shift and over revved the car, and my engine icon was blinking red, and I think we had like 7 minutes or something left, and I got towed back to the garage, and I had a 2-minute penalty for that, and I was just like, ah, well, that's it.
And then the engine
But
said
overall,
no.
yeah, I couldn't start it. It wouldn't start up again. And overall, it was a good race. Obviously, we have a lot more races in the season left to go, so I'm just gonna have to focus on those and just forget about this one.
What about you, Deeds? Just no real strategy by the sound of it. Just do not pit, whatever
Well,
it takes.
The rain came, and we still had a pit window, and I didn't want to pit twice if I didn't have to. So I was gonna just stay out until it stopped raining, and then go, or stay out until the window opened and see if it was going to stop raining anytime soon. And by the time I saw that it was going to stop raining, it'd be about halfway through the race. So I was like, I'll just stay on slicks and drive carefully. Wrecked one time. Okay, pit. And then after that, it starts raining again. And then I wreck a second time. the Schumacher S that got me the second time. Just pulled me right off into the grass, and the side of my car just smacked against the wall.
I actually had a pretty funny moment. I was with Nate. I think he was in front of me at this point. No, I think I was in front because I called it out. I saw you on the inside. I was almost certain you'd seen us, but I still like to be, when I see, I've always been very vocal. I don't like this passing on your left cam when you're racing, like just race. But I do like when there's a massive disparity in speed, like someone coming back on the track or something, to be like, because that's dangerous, right? If he pulls over to the left to get off the track. So I always like to say, Deeds on your left. And before I could even get it out, you were like, my car's broken. He's just like, yeah. I know. Like, just fucking go away with your perfectly working car.
Driving straight was like this.
Yeah. The worst I've actually had is 90. It can get really bad, but that was great. All right, Cam, we got a lap of yours that Deeds has kindly provided. Let's have a look and take us through it. Take us through the genius that is Cam. And
Does it show what lap it is?
I don't really know.
It was lap 26, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 second. I should have got this ready before I said that, but here we go. Where's Cam gone? CA.
Sound can be allowed.
Yes, exactly. Then one day. This is him. This is he. Share. Screens. Cam. Share sound. Share. Now, is this showing as a full screen for you guys?
Yes.
All right, so talk us through it, Cam. The microphone is yours.
All right, so this is rain. I'm on slicks here, so I'm not pushing too much. I kind of coast this turn and then brake a little hard. And let's see. I think I go wide a little bit, but this is what you taught me right here. I'm gonna coast in, but it's too rainy, so it understeers a bit.
Yep.
And so going in here, we're gonna go out here, give a little throttle and coast through, but you can see I'm still on the gas.
Yep. Just holding it a little. Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So most of these turns, I'm coasting a little bit, and then braking, turning. But since it's wet, I have to coast a little more, so I'm not pushing as hard as I would like to, because I'm on slicks. You can see the rain getting picked up on both the front and the back.
Yeah.
This turn, I brake earlier than normal. You can hear the brakes. They're kind of, I don't know if that's on all cars or if it's just on the BMW, but you can just hear the brakes every time.
Is this the view you race in, Cam, or do you do bumper cam, or what do you race in?
No, I race bumper. I can't race in this type of view. I don't know why.
Me either. Well, because you're taking like 78% of the actual vision away of the track.
This turn I hate because
Yeah.
even if you go off a little bit, your time's invalidated.
Cooked.
But I don't know who's in front of me.
Is that me? It's a Porsche, I think.
The Porsche, it might be Chaotica, but I'm not catching up, so it could be you. This is the turn that I gained so much time on you every lap, but then I undo my doing by the following turn because I don't take it properly.
I would say there you actually brake too early and lost a lot of speed carried. That's not me in front of you, but oh no, maybe it is. But either way, great lap, man.
Yeah.
Really well. Oh, come on, really well done. Really great lap there. Is that Jim? That's Jim
That is
right
also
there.
Jim, yeah.
Exactly. So great lap, man. Like that's
But again, this
Like
is with slicks with wet rain.
that was with slicks. That's
track.
obscene.
Yeah.
That's obscene, man. That's beautiful stuff, man. Well done. And you know, as I said, when we first started racing together, like and working out, you know, some of the stuff you're doing with some telemetry and stuff like that, man, you've just taken to it like a duck to water. And especially, you know, I've been really distracted the start of this year and stuff with this game, being an admin and one of us who takes care of it all. So I haven't really been able to focus as well as I normally would. But like you, Cam, have just, I think it like Preston have really taken this to another level. You know what I mean? Like you've really taken everything and become such a competent driver so quickly. It's amazing to see. So good for you. Did you guys, last question, what did y'all think of the weather, the varied weather? I thought that stopped it from being the Victor show and brought it. It's sort of what I've always wanted from GT7, which is when the fast is fast, the fast guys get ahead. When the chaos comes in, some of the strategists have a chance. You know what I mean? Like it's, I think you and me, Cam, are pretty well matched right now. I think that we wouldn't have really stood a chance with the four drivers, the two new guys, Vic and Nismo. But you throw in some rain, and all of a sudden, it's just not about speed. It's about brains and adapting to the conditions.
People were complaining that it didn't rain for the first two races. I wonder if they're getting tired of it now.
I personally loved it. What about you, Sam? You love it?
Yeah, I love the rain. I have a lot to learn as far as navigating it. Obviously, I didn't get a lot of practice this last time, but I mean, maybe if we get on a track that I'm really familiar with and really comfortable with driving in the rain, I feel like it could be really good for me.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. All right, so that covers that. So our next race, anyone else got anything to add about that race? I think pretty good. Shout out to both our winners, all our participants. It was the biggest one we've had yet, and we're hoping to fill the grid even more.
We can talk about the standings if you want for the.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's go ahead. So do you want to read off the order of the race?
We had Cam with his first win. And then after that, second and third place are brand new people. Rubino Rico with the Lexus, which I was really happy to see another car going that fast because I've never seen the Lexus in ACC. That was impressive. Then you had Mojo Schnut, another person that is from, you said Short Bus?
They're both from Short Bus Racing, yep.
Okay. And then we had Nate, followed by Larry, and then myself limping across somehow. Then Bongit, K. Morris, Komakopa with the race incident, which was, again, he lost total control, I think, which was unfortunate for him because after that we had Vic and then Nismo. Nismo had the fastest lap and pole position, so that's good.
Good
GT4, we had Backmarker.
Let's go, Sean.
Then we had Jim second place. Chaotic.
Jim?
Yeah, Jim.
Let's stop there for a second. Let's go, Jim. Captain Grumpy fans, well done. Get it done.
Then we had Preston with both fastest lap and pole.
Let's go, Preston.
The just as reliable British engineered blown engine Aston Martin.
Who was third? Chaotica?
Chaotica was third, yeah.
Let's go, Chaotica, my teammate for the next race, the endurance. So before we move over to that, what is our next race, Steve? Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry, leaderboard. Leaderboard, I apologize.
Leaderboard, I can pull that up.
Yep. And I will say, I'm very upset at you guys that there are no balloons or cake or anything for having an incident-free race. No stop and goes for me. No track cuts, nothing like that.
Well, I mean, it's no fun for that now. With that being said, Vic, with the drop race, is still in first place. This one hopefully won't be that big of a deal for him. It was only 7 points, but Fish is still in second. Sadly, wasn't able to participate last race. Cam got bumped up to third. Then you have Nate, Larry, Bong It, then myself. K. Morris, Copa with the second race. Rico, strong start, but he's gonna have to keep pushing to get higher up, which he'll probably pass me at the next race. Mojo Schnut also afterwards. Then we have Berman, who couldn't make it. He's a reserve driver, so we'll see if he continues making it. And Nismo with his first race, which was not did not finish the way we wanted. Preston is still first place for GT4. CM, you're in second. Chaotic is in third. Backmarker is in fourth. We have L1 DuBois on there just because he finished them, but he's not participating anymore. Then we have Jim in will be fifth place, and then Rudy, if he is able to come back, is in our last place that has points.
Can I just say, look at the top three, especially of GT4, how close it is, especially the top two. Like Chaotic could pull a relegation race here and bring this home. Like if he has a good showing in the endurance race, you know, you and Preston are not exactly safe. You know, right? Like you could be mistaken. I mean, even Sean. Like if the tables turn a certain way, and that Sean could really do some damage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
the next race could have rain.
Exactly. And what is that next race, Deeds?
The next race is our first endurance race. It'll be a 3-hour race at Circuit, or the Paul Ricard Circuit in France.
Beautiful. I love that track. That's that wide open one we did the fun night at recently, wasn't it? Not the one a few back, right? Is that the one, Sam, we did?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, so we got to let Cam go in a few minutes. He's got a paying job, unlike most of us. Well, you all do, actually. I'm the only one. But let's get to Bathurst quickly before we let go of Cam. What do you guys think? Give us your thoughts on the race. Lay it on me. I mean, you're not in it, Deeds, so see him. Give me your thoughts so far. You haven't had the greatest time practicing with schedule and stuff, so what are you thinking?
Well, yeah, I think that's the scariest part about it, is that Bathurst is such a technical track that you get on the curve wrong, you unsettle the car, and that's pretty much race over for you, at least for a little bit, or anyways. But yeah, I'm excited I mean, it's a 6-hour race, which is going to be it's going to be new to a lot of us. We're going to be having teams, driver swaps, multiple drivers on the grid. And I'm really excited to see how, from my perspective, the server does, how the event goes, and then we can use this to build other events in the future. So I'm excited.
It'll be good where you can.
I'm excited. It's gonna turn into. It seems like it's gonna turn into a death race going down the hill.
Oh yeah.
But,
down the hill. I really think up the hill is more of the death.
I think it's down the hill. We're gonna see some. Well, the one.
The last turn before the main straight is called Forest Elbow. Yes. I predict like a 10-car pile up there at some point. Yes, I agree.
Somebody's gonna miss a breaking point, and it's not gonna be their own doing. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
because it does happen.
Yes.
But the thing I remember the most was people asking for like, what are the top times? And I go look, and I was like, well, the top times around like 2 flat, 159, like those are like alien times on that track.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm usually like 5-6 seconds off pace from that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still a lot of time.
Yep.
So I go, it's like, yeah, it's like 205. And when I posted that, I was running like 208.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, 205 should be fine. And all I see Cohen is like, I can't shave this time off. And I was like, crap, did I tell him the wrong time? Like to shoot for?
Yeah.
But as soon as like we kept doing it, we kept committing to most of the turns, because you have to commit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to commit, or you're gonna hit a wall at some point. The times start to come down. I then hit 205. People were hitting 205s, 204s. And then you started coming down. You started hitting 202. Vic was sending me pictures of his times, and then you were in there. And every time it's like 203, 202.8. And then eventually you hit 201. and I forget what was your fastest time. Was it 2019?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, crap. And I'm hitting the fastest I hit was 203.555.
Right.
And I'm like, I was like, okay, maybe I did give the right time. Like 205 is a good race pace.
Yeah.
That we hit it.
And what I did that lap is it's the first time I've ever in my head separated my qualifying style from race style. Normally I'm not that fast. Like that was as they say in Australia, a lap of the gods. That was like, and still for me, my lap of the gods, not for everyone. There's still way faster people, but that was so fast, like that lap. And, but for me, I'm like, if I do that in a race, I'm not going to last 2 laps.
No.
Like everything, that was one of those laps where there's still time I left on the table. I think I could probably get a 201 flat if I nailed everything, but the chance of that was stupid. But even now, I'm struggling to get, I think I'm in a high 202, like it's the best I've done since then. And I'm fine with that, because the tricky thing I'll say about Bathurst is the turns you have to be flat, but if you're not flat, it's going to like going up the hill, over the mountain, uphill. You need to be flat to be fast there. But if you're not flat, the car's going to slide. So you're kind of fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. Like, it's like you got to commit to it. And then you're like, oh, I've cooked it. And the worst thing you can do is lift your throttle.
Yes.
But then you lift it and you hit the wall anyway, So it's great. But you got another minute, Cam, or you got to jump?
No, I got to jump. But I'll say this is that I was able to beat Vic in the qualifyings for a little time. But I mean, we were comparable. But
That's a
little bit ahead of them.
That's a good feeling, man. Good job. Sweet, dude. Oh, Cam, we'll let you go, man. Congrats on the win.
Guys.
Thanks for being here, dude, and all the best.
Take care. See you
Cheers,
later.
Dude. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Sam, what are your thoughts? What do you think? And tell us about your Bathurst journey.
Well, it's a track I have fortunately got some experience with.
Yeah.
So I'm not so worried about just learning the track because I know the track. It's just I need
Yeah.
to find my pace in that Porsche 992, which is never has been a good car for me.
Yeah. What were your lap times? What did you qualify at?
Oh, I didn't actually do the qualifying, but my most recent lap time, my fastest lap time is a 204.
That's a good lap, man. And that's like everything that me and those 2 other guys from Short Bus did was almost just like no one wanted to give up. It was like we just kept going further down and down, 10th here, 10th there. And I ended up beating Mojo by 0.030 of a second. Like it was that close, which isn't even measurable. Like you wouldn't even know who won if you had to pick by eye. But that's not happening again. Like, you know what I mean? It could if I really applied myself to it, but that's not happening in a race.
I think it's a lot of confidence in the car. I mean, you drive it in the regular season.
Yeah.
And you kind of know how it's going to react. Me, I come from a front engine, rear wheel drive, Aston Martin, which is the car I have the most experience with. And I go to a mid engine, very temperamental car like the Porsche 992, and I just don't have the same confidence.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think I never even thought about it until this qualifying started. And everyone was just like, not only did you do that, you did it in the Porsche. Like, that's insane. And it's only since then that I've really realized how much of a abusive relationship I'm in with that car. Like it makes me feel so good. And then just when I'm feeling a little good and walking tall, it slaps me in the face and says, die. Like it's a really brutal car, like it really is. But it's kind of like the analogy I use in my head is like, have you all ever been jet skiing on a single jet ski, single like person, one of those, not the sit down ones, the stand up ones. It's like that, right? Compared to a seated one. Like everyone can drive a seated one. They can do well. The single jet skis, the stand-up ones, are like on a razor's edge. Like even standing up is an achievement to most people. I've never done it, but it's like that. Once you get it working though, that's how these guys are backflipping and, doing all this crazy stuff on them because it has the ability. But if you operate outside their parameters, it's like a nuclear bomb goes off and everything goes. Because last night we did on our Wednesday night fights, we did a McLaren only race. We did one at Watkins, and then we went over to Bathurst. And sorry,
Which McLaren?
which one was it, Sam? The
The
Evo,
720S Evo. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've all called it the McCheat or whatever it is now. We nicknamed it. It's just to give Nate shit, really. Like he still is a very, very fast driver. You know, it's nothing to do with that, but it's so much easier to drive. But yeah, it's just some of the turns I take flat out in that Porsche are like scary, like the tiniest little inputs to get them right. The McLaren just does it, but it's just not as fast at it. Like that's the thing. Like I don't think you can do those fast lap times. Like people can in the McLaren, but for me, there's like my best is in the Porsche, which is brutal. But I think anyone maintaining 205s, 206s is going to do really well at this race. And I think, well, you know, that'll do really well.
Major thing with endurance races, it doesn't really matter how fast you are. It's an endurance. Like if you can stay on the track for that long.
Oh yeah, it's when you think about it, if you hit the car bad enough, like when it happened to me at the Nord, what was I? I was probably about on pace. I was probably about 3 minutes from home. That was if I was racing when I crashed him, and then took us 5 minutes to get back, or like maybe an extra minute. I think it saved us a minute of repairs by driving it back rather than pitting. Probably saved us 2 minutes actually, which is smart. But in hindsight, if you look at that, and I'd not been so aggressive against the guy who was driving like an idiot in front of me, we would have won 10 out of 10 times. Like the guys that could stay calm and make the right decisions, like this is how Jim has won so many races in GT7, or not won, but done so well. He's won one. No, did he? He won one like because Fish wasn't counted, but he has done so well with consistency because he stays out of trouble. And that's over an hour. Imagine the 6 hour multiplier of that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but any other thoughts on Bathurst? Looking forward to it. 9 a.m. start Eastern, 8 a.m. practice. Do you want to talk to him about Friday, what we're going to have up for people?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to go ahead and finish the entry list for the server. So all the teams have been created.
For those who are new, Sam, will you explain how that works just briefly, what you mean by entry list?
Oh, okay. So when you set your qualifying lap, I gather all the data from the qualifying results and create the teams. The entry list.json is the file that denotes all the teams, their cars, the numbers that they use, stuff like that. So
and
the
by
entry list
participating
is just,
in a race, you get a unique driver ID as well, right? From that,
yep.
like, that's how you know to assign them, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we use the entry list only for jobs and having teams. So we're going to upload that to the practice server so that the drivers can get used to doing pit stops and driver swaps and stuff like that. And if we have people that haven't registered or qualified, they can run the same server so I can grab their data and we can get them in the race for the Bathurst 6 hour.
And we need them to complete a session, correct? So we're going to probably have 20-minute windows like we did for the practice, you think? Or
yeah, that'll work. 20-minute windows, maybe 30 minutes, just so they can get some good laps in.
And they don't need to start the session, but they need to finish one, right?
Finish the
or do they need to start it as well? Or they just need to finish
yeah,
it?
they need to participate in the session and finish it.
So they can't just sit in the pits?
I mean, they can. They just need to be there the entire time.
Okay, cool. So anyone, even if you don't have the time, just have it turned on, put a car there and just let it sit. Like you don't even need to set a lap time because qualifying's already done anyway. So even if you come out and beat my lap time, you will not be on pole on Saturday for this time. You have to qualify during the qualifying. This is purely to get guys in that, well, the setup is purely to allow you to practice what we posted in our video about driver changes and setup swaps and things like that. But it's also to grab the information for those of you that haven't yet set a time or had your information registered. Is that a good summary?
That is a good summary.
Perfect. All right, fellas, you guys got anything else? I think I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the endurance race, and welcome to a lot of new members too, man. Like really, Hello to you guys. The recruitment's been great. Oh, and we had a little incident in the server with someone joining with a really offensive name. We handled that quickly. And then we had like a little fun banter afterwards and that sort of stuff. We are not a sensitive server. There are some things that we'll talk to you about it, tone it down. Obviously I'm the worst person to tell people not to joke around because that's all I do. But there are some things that aren't negotiable. There are some things that just are outside our ethical limits, and we're always going to handle that. Because for you guys, anyone that's watching this, it's our prerogative to have a comfortable, enjoyable experience for everyone, and then we'll worry about racing after we've made sure that's set. So that was good. We do have some more racing coming up, some announcements soon for maybe a different series or something. We'll let you know in the coming weeks or coming days, whenever it is. And we will have, what's the date, Deeds, on the second to last race?
Well, before we get to that,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
due to conflicting scheduling with the Deviant Discord, we have changed our race schedule back to what it originally was when we started the season. So there is no 3-week break. So the Paul Ricard race is actually going to be next weekend on the 28th. And our last race will be on the 21st of June, which will be another endurance race at Spa.
And just to build on that, Deviant forgot about Mother's Day. So we originally moved our schedule to not conflict with theirs. We race on a Saturday, so Mother's Day isn't as important for us. We moved it. They decided to move their schedule, and that's independent of us. However, we don't want our drivers, a large portion of which participate in their GT7 leagues as well. We don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed with racing, well into your afternoon Saturday and then most of your morning Sunday. That doesn't sound like fun. So we are moving that forward. Just FYI, let us know if you have any concerns or anything. We'll figure something out. But remember, this is our test season. We're getting everything sort of set up. So we're doing these things. Next season, things will be set and they'll be staying in place no matter what anyone else does.
Yep.
We'll be letting everyone know as a courtesy. And what is the date before the second to last race?
Second to last, as in next race is the 28th of April. Then the following will be 10 May at Silverstone, 24 May at Brands Hatch, 7 June at Alton Park, and then 21 June at Spa.
Okay, so in between before Alton Park and whatever the rate was, that Spa before Alton Park?
No,
between
Spa's after Alton Park.
Oh, sorry. So what was the one before Alton Park?
Brands Hatch.
So between Brands Hatch and Alton Park, we will be announcing the structure of the next season, what it's going to be, how it's going to be. We're going to start making this a lot more official and a lot more world, shall we say, without giving anything away. We're going to announce that. We'd love to hear from you guys about some stuff. Any ideas you have, we'll set something up. We'll figure it out, like that. But we've got some ideas pretty much set, and we look forward to announcing that to you guys. So you'll have a few weeks to prepare for it in the lead up. One thing we can announce already is there will be another endurance event in between the end of this season and the next one. It'll be 6 hours at the minimum, 8 hours, something like that. And
it might be 4th of July weekend.
It doesn't have to be that weekend, but
no, it might be, which it works out because I'm actually gone for most of July because I'm TDY, and that's a long weekend.
Oh, but let's see if we can get people available for that. I think people will be. I'm a loser, so I'll be around. But yeah, but would you like to tell us the next track for our next endurance event, team endurance event?
If I'm able to make it, it's going to be Indianapolis. If I'm not able to make it, I'll probably give one of the other guys their choice early so I could just do the following one. So
we'll see about July 4th. Let us know if July 4th works or doesn't. It'll be on a Saturday, which is when is July 4th?
July 4th is a Friday, so the 5th will be the Saturday we'd race it. So
Saturday. So we'll talk about that. We'll get back to you guys, but there is definitely another endurance race at the end of the season. So
to do one a quarter.
Sam, you got anything?
No, I don't have anything right now.
All right, dudes. Thanks for jumping on. We'll see you guys next time. Much love. Thank you for participating in Black Flag Racing. We're out of here.